Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ahibai, today is a night which is difficult. The tragedy that from all the people it hurts Sayyida Rabab, is a tragedy that made the heavens cry, is a tragedy that will crumble the heart of anyone who has an ounce of humanity within them. The Masaib of Alī al-Asghar. Imam al-Hussayn is standing outside the Khaymagah, leaning on his sword, looking into the battlefield. He sees that all around him, the bodies of his companions and the bodies of his family members, his sons and his brothers, lay all across the plains of Karbala. He looks and he sees in the distance the body of Abu Tālib by the banks of the Furat. He looks towards the other side. He sees the mangled body of Alī al-Akbar. Allah, where is the body of Qasim? He looks around the body of Habib and Muslim ibn Awsaja. He looks around, the enemies are surrounding the Khaymagah. They are beating their drums and they are celebrating their victories. At this moment, Imam al-Hussayn looked up towards the heavens and he cried out, Hal min nasirin yansurana, Hal min mughithin yughithuna. Allah, Allah, can you feel the ghurbat of Imam al-Hussayn? He cries out, is there anyone to help us? Is there anyone to come and save us? Allah! As soon as Imam al-Hussayn cried out, as soon as he made out this call, he hears that the women in the tents have begun to weep and wail in their loudest voices. Imam al-Hussayn goes back into the tent. Sayyida Zainab al-Kubra is standing. Imam al-Hussayn says to her, oh sister Zainab, what happened? Why are the women wailing and weeping? Rabab and Layla and Sukaina and Ruqayya, they're all shouting and crying at the top of their voices. Imam al-Hussayn says, I am still alive. Why are the women weeping? Sayyida Zainab says to Imam al-Hussayn, when you made out the call, Hal min nasirin yansuruna, over here from his cradle, Alī al-Asgar rocked himself from the cradle so hard he fell off the cradle. Ya Hussayn. Imam al-Hussayn says, oh Zainab, bring my child Abdullah al-Radhi back to me. The narrations mention Sayyida Zainab brings Alī al-Asgar. She puts him in the arms of Imam al-Hussayn. The narrations I have seen that Alī al-Asgar was not crying. Alī al-Asgar was not crying on the day of Ashura. Do you know why? Because for a baby to cry, it needs energy. For a baby to cry, it needs nutrition. The hadith mentioned Alī al-Asgar, his eyes had sunk into. May you give comfort to Sayyida Zahra with your tears. Sayyida Zainab says, oh brother Hussayn, perhaps they will feed this young infant with water. 3 days he has not had anything to eat or drink. The narrations mention that Imam al-Hussayn takes Alī al-Asgar in his arms towards the battlefield. He takes Alī al-Asgar and he covers Alī al-Asgar with his Abbas. He's protecting him from the heat of the sun. I say, Ya Abdullah, you cannot see the sun hitting the face of Alī al-Asgar. What will you do when Hurmalak? I want to take you. Your hearts are in Karbala. We are walking with Imam al-Hussayn and you are now in Maqam al-Asghar. Your hearts are in Maqam al-Asghar. Imam al-Hussayn stands at this point. He lifts up Alī al-Asghar. He cries out to the army and he says to them, O people, you have killed my family members and you have killed my companions. In lam tarhamuni farhamu hadha tifl. If you do not have any mercy on me. Have mercy on this baby of mine. The narrations mentioned over here, Ali al-Asgar put out his little tongue. The army of Umar ibn Sa'ad began to argue amongst themselves. One group of the army is saying, give him the water. Another group of the army is saying, let them die without any water. They begin to quarrel amongst themselves. At this point, Umar ibn Sa'ad sees that the unity of their army can be broken. So he turns towards Hurmala. He says, oh Hurmala, end the reason of this dispute in my army. The narrations mention Hurmala picked out an arrow from his. What type of arrow did Hurmala remove? There are some narration that mention that the arrow pierced the ears of Ali al-Asgar. And there are some hadith that mention it pierced the neck of Ali al-Asgar. I say to you, both the hadith are correct, because the arrow used by Hurmala was a three-pronged. Hurmala says, I pointed the arrow towards the infant. I was looking at which part of the baby should I shoot, which part of the baby should I target. At that moment, a breeze blew across the plains of Karbala. The neck cover of Ali al-Asgar got exposed. Hurmala says, I saw the neck of this infant. I said, there is no chance for him to survive. Allah, Allah, ya Shi'a and Muhammad. Hurmala shot the arrow. The hadith mentions, فَذَبَحَهُ مِنَ الْوَرِيدِ إِلَى الْوَرِيدِ. The arrow went one side of the neck and came out on the other. Ali al-Asgar, when he felt the heat of the arrow, he began to tremble in the arms of Hussein. The blood begins to pour out. The hadith mentions Imam al-Husayn took the blood from under the neck of Ali al-Asgar and he wiped it on his face. He looked up and said, Ya Allah, this is how I will meet you on the day of judgment. He took his hand under the neck of Ali al-Asgar. He took the blood for a second time. He threw it towards the heavens. Imam al-Baqir says, not a single drop of blood fell back to the dunya. Allah, Allah. Imam al-Husayn holds Ali al-Asgar on his heart. He turns around. He's walking towards the Khaymaga. The narration mentions 7 times. Imam al-Husayn took a step forward. He took a step back. He went forward again 7 times. All this time he started saying, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Why would Imam al-Husayn be reluctant? The ulama say Imam al-Husayn was reluctant. How do I return the baby to the mother Rabab? Which is why the hadith mentions when Imam al-Husayn reached the Khaymaga, he cried out, O Zainab, take Ali al-Asgar. If Rabab sees, Rabab will die in the Khayma.